Look in your eyes while the sun rises. Makes me know I don't have to lose you to realize. But when I know I can't, baby. You the perfect queen for the boy now. Painting all your pictures in my mind, hope you can visualize. But when I know I can't, baby. See the team and the team where you not do to me. You finish a cry in my head, man, you finish my brain. And I know, sir, what I would do without you. But when let me tell you how I feel, baby.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another edition of Chesson Worldwide Communications 360. I'm J. Rodney Chesson, your host. Today, I'm in the barber shop, and it's called It's Hair at 824 Broad Street in Providence, Rhode Island. This year is the proprietor and owner of this business, Mr. Dwayne Boo Hackney. Boo, how are you, bro?
I'm doing very well, thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Boo has been doing a lot in the Rhode Island community, especially within the Providence community. He has this hair business, It's Hair, where it is the focal point of people within the community and outstanding people who come here to cut their hair and communicate with Boo. So Boo, we know you've been in the community and participating in community activities for a while. What do you see as the advantage to all of that?
Pardon me. The advantage, first of all, is knowing that we have a responsibility. And we are a group of men that have been cutting hair in this community for well over 30 years. So we have a natural connection to the community, and with that natural connection, we understand our responsibility naturally. So it's more of a family-oriented outlook, and you take care of family naturally. So that's the advantage of just knowing that we have a natural obligation to take care of us and make sure we're okay. So that's what the slogan says on the banner. We're grooming our people for life. I mean, so it's literal and figurative.
As a community member, how has the community changed over the years, in your view, to where we are today?
It's changed in two ways. You know, there's pros and cons to everything. Because it has gotten so bad in some areas that basically forced other people outside of the usual people to step up and play a role in the solution. So now here in 2018, we have a whole lot of people getting involved in being part of the solution. Ways that it has changed in the structure of the neighborhood in the sense of more schools. Streets are being changed. You know, streets we grew up on are now being one-way, turned into one-way streets. Some streets are non-existent. You know what I mean? There's residential developments, there's commercial developments, and with that being the case, we have to find our way in this new economy where residential, you know, they say low-income housing, but what is considered low income? You know what I mean? You may be a landlord from Massachusetts, you may be a Brown student, and low income to you may be maybe $70,000, when in Section 8, low income is considered $15,000 to $20,000. So you might be being priced out of the neighborhood. So we might have to find a way to exist in this new economy. There is a large Hispanic demographic in our community as well. And then when you talk about community service, you have people, community advocates, civil rights agents, so to speak, people who fight for our civil rights. I'm one of them. with that being said, there's not a large number of Spanish brothers and sisters who may be considered Boo Hackney, Kobe Dennis, Brother Ray Smith, George Lindsay, Mr. Cedric, Brother Arthur, so on and so forth. Other people who are doing things in the neighborhood. There's not a large number of Spanish brothers and sisters who take on that role. And with the Spanish population growing, we need those liaisons to our Spanish community. If we had a Spanish Kobe, so to speak, you know what I mean, or a Spanish Mr. Cedric, it would be easier to help our Spanish young brothers and sisters because the number is growing. So the number of criminal offenses and violent acts that take place right in the neighborhood, a good portion of those suspects, so to speak, or offenders are some of our little Spanish brothers and sisters. And we don't have a direct connection to them. Or if we have a connection to them, we don't have a connection to their aunts and uncles and grandparents. So we have a real serious need for brothers and sisters of our Spanish family to get involved as far as community advocacy and outreach to the kids.
So how do you think you can solve that kind of problem? Because, I mean, if they're increasing the community, then it's impacting the whole community.
It definitely
because
is.
They say the Providence community, they will not say the black or white or Hispanic. So, I mean, what solutions do you see possible?
Communication. To be frank with you, when we had a number of shootings taking place at barbershops, I considered having basically a barbershop union or a barbershop coalition where the barbershops understand their obligation to help keep the neighborhood safe. But our Spanish brothers, our Spanish barbers, they may not have a 30-year relationship with the people that they're cutting. Mm-hmm. They may not. So they may not understand the obligation that comes with being a community-based barbershop and understanding that you have to help take care of your people. And barbershops, we deal primarily with men. And men are supposed to be the caretakers of the community, the children, the women, so on and so forth. So it's imperative that we, and it's incumbent upon us that we create a certain atmosphere so brothers start to understand that we have to step up.
So it's like a message center as well.
Yes.
Where people in the community can come and get info and fed good aspects of community development.
Yes, yes.
Okay, Bo, you've been in the community for long and you're known as one of the barber shops that cater to young people in the community. Now tell us about this catering.
Specifically, we have an internship partnership with the Met High School. Mm-hmm. We're in our 18th year of having interns from the Met. Some of them go off and do big things in the hair industry. Some of them understand the obligation of community service. They go into that field, and some of them just go off to be good, productive young people. Of course, there are a few that fall through the cracks, but we still maintain our relationship with them. Some of them are still trying to figure life out.
You say 18 years you've been doing this?
Yes, sir. Yes,
You're kidding me, Joe. I mean, but people don't know about this.
Yes, we've been doing that for 18 years, and that's just our partnership with the Met. Then we have our own community outreach and internships and mentoring programs and young men's grooming programs.
So how people get involved with your program?
Simply, it's a very, very grassroots method in the sense of something as simple as a community bucket and us understanding that it's on us. So just dropping $3, $4, $5, $20, $50 in that bucket, you really don't understand the impact that you have. You know what I mean? If 10 people put in $20, we got $200. Now we're taking some kids to Six Flags. We're taking them to Water Whiz, to the water parks. We're taking them to trampoline
you do
parks.
All of that?
Yes, indeed we do. Yes, indeed we do.
But you see, one of the problems we have is there's no information getting out to the community. How I heard about you, I was sitting with somebody and they were talking about how you had the intern program with youth from the high school. Mm-hmm. And I said, Boo? He said, yeah, Boo, one of the guys doing it in the city. So I said, well, let me come and let's get the facts out. Mm-hmm. And know about these things you're doing. So at least people can people don't have to come here to put things in a bucket. People can mail you a check.
True indeed.
And these are these are things that need to get out, because if you have an arrangement with Met School where the students, that's a progressive thing.
Yes.
Because I really reaching out, because that means you have to go sit with Met School
Yes.
and make the arrangement.
Follow the protocols, do the official particular type of business, you know what I mean?
And the school has to approve it.
Yes.
You see, so that's exceptional, because you don't have many people connecting with schools, and that just shows your involvement in the community after all these years. So how many kids you have with you right now?
3 right now, 2 from the Met and 1 who comes on Saturdays. The one that
That's a
comes on
community.
Saturdays, he's one of our young men from the community. This summer we had 5 total. So with that 5, we want to show us that it's possible for us to take care of us. I mean, ideally, we would like to have $10,000 so we could pay 10 kids $100 for 10 weeks. And that'll be our summer jobs program. We don't have to wait on the city, the state, the government.
So you pay the
whatever.
kids too?
Yes, indeed, we do. And our Met kids, we don't pay them, but we have clients who routinely sponsor their lunch.
Okay.
So they put in the bucket and they make sure the kids eat on a routine basis,
Yeah.
eat something healthy besides potato chips.
Wow.
But our ultimate goal is to show us that we can take care of us. So it's invested in us. Right now we have We Win Wednesdays. And We Win Wednesdays is us using the leverage of the barbershop to push community people to black-owned businesses. And those black-owned businesses who do a volume of business on We Win Wednesdays, they agree to give us a portion of their proceeds so we can continue to take kids to trampoline parks and water parks and sponsor them with financial aid or any other type of assistance they may need. And if we accrue enough money, we can actually have the $10,000 for 10 kids at $100 a week for 10 weeks. We'll have our own summer jobs program, and then it could turn into bigger, better things. But it's an innovative way to help us take care of us. You know what I mean? So when you have, I always say, Kobe ran this campaign on $45,000. I turned around and I said, that is nothing but 45 iPhones. That's $1,000 a phone. That's as simple as getting $45,000. That's 45 iPhones. So 6,000 people voted for him. If we get $10 from 6,000 people, obviously that's $60,000. We can start to finance our own liberation instead of waiting for programs and policies and funding. Like we have money.
Let me just put my donation there right now. While we're on TV,
thank you much.
the people see
And
the
you see
struggle
it
continues.
says it's on us.
Yes.
To invest in us.
Okay.
It's as
See,
simple
now
as
people
that.
gotta
It's as
know.
simple as
People
that.
have to know about these things. And who in our community, like I'm talking to you now, I do this because we need our own news organ.
Yes.
If I don't do this right now,
The word won't get
it
out
won't get out.
to a particular demographic because
See?
everybody's not on Facebook, everybody's not on Instagram.
That's why I do the things I do. Even though I print one-page magazine too, the
It's a lot
black
of
face is
information.
out there.
Exactly.
People can always look and say black people are visible.
And you start to change the mental conditions because he may not know that there's a black editor out here who's owning and operating his own source of information.
Yes.
You know, and just have to get it from other newspapers and media outlets. You know what I mean?
Yes, and that's what we have to do, because even with Kobe campaign, the word was not out
Right.
from the black community enough, and when we don't have our own, no matter what we try to do,
Yes.
it will not,
We'll still be at a disadvantage because we don't control the message, we don't control the mode of getting it out.
because even if other people interview us, they will write it in their
Exactly.
context,
Exactly.
how they see it.
Yes.
So now we talk about the barber shops and the problems in the community, and you talk about you tried to form a union at one time.
I considered it. I know how important it is. I know how powerful it can be because we have a core audience, a captive audience of men who may or may not understand our responsibility as men. So we have to use our time wisely. We have to make it as productive and as potent as possible.
So instead of branching out to the Hispanic brother right now, what about uniting the black barbers together and forming a union? Because, I mean, you have the ability to do that. And that would be the first step to encouraging Hispanic barbers to get involved, because when they see
True.
that clique of unity
Yeah.
and you're functioning on the same program and you're doing the same things at your barber shops,
Yes.
that's the same thing as monkey see, monkey do.
True indeed.
You see, because we learn from seeing too, and seeing the behavior of other people and what to do. Because when I come here, your mannerism, the way you approach people, and all the things, your business like, and most of our people need to get to that stage where they are business like. You do mix business with other things.
Yes.
And that one thing I appreciate about
And I can learn more as well. Because
Yes.
just with what you were just saying, sparked an idea. You know what I mean? With the basically the Black Barbers Association. You know what I mean? So.
And when you form that, then you have more access to press.
Yes.
Because I'm in the community.
You have leverage as a
yes,
group.
And promoting our community is a primary thing. Because the word doesn't get out. The word get out only in South Providence. Everybody in South Providence don't have cash.
Right.
Majority of the black people that got cash, they're in the suburbs.
Yes.
On the periphery.
Right. Yeah.
So we got to get to those people. So if we keep connecting with our people in South Providence, it's like playing the same game over and over, just reinventing things.
Yes.
Because the cash is still not there. Like you talk about 60 people putting $10 together.
That's a small thing.
But you got to have people committed.
Yes.
And knowing what that $10 means in a group.
Yes.
You see, even in my community, sometimes people won't do things and one man won't sponsor it. I'll tell them, no. I don't like one person sponsoring it.
Right.
If we can't do it as a group, we don't do it.
Right. Everyone invested.
Because when one person put most in, they expect most out.
Yes, indeed.
And that's human nature.
Yes, indeed.
And that's what breaks our efforts down most of the time. We depend on people instead of the group collectively coming together.
Yes, sir.
But Boo, you have done extremely well in Providence. And with Boo gave you an address and your telephone number and everything, so people can know.
Once again, I am Dwayne Boo Hackney. I am co-owner with Mr. Michael Holston, may he rest in paradise, of It's Hair Barbershop, located at 824 Broad Street in Providence, Rhode Island. That's 02907. Phone number is 401-461-0004. And we understand that it's on us to take care of us.
Yes. And Boo, please keep up the good work.
Thank
and it was nice talking to you.
Appreciate you. Thank you
and
for
we
your
got to
time.
take care. It's on us.
True indeed.
To take care of our community.
True indeed.
Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you all. I've been talking with Mr. Dwayne Boo Hackney, the proprietor of It's Hair at 824 Broad Street in Providence, Rhode Island. Please support his business, and when you're here, make sure you drop some money in that big cup there to keep the community alive. Thank you all very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you again.
Peace. Thank you.
Look in your eyes while the sun rise makes me know I don't have to lose you to realize. But when I know I can't prepare. You live